Hello, this is Nick and welcome to my channel. So today we're starting a fountain pen series, and this is just your basic fountain pen information for those who want to start using fountain pens. This is something for you. And the way we're gonna go through this is we're gonna go through the parts of the fountain pen first. On the first episode, the next episode would be how to write with the fountain pen, and the next episode would be how to clean the fountain pen. So just 3 episodes, three hopefully short ones. You know how chatty I get. But anyway, so let's jump right into it so I don't get so chatty. So this is a fountain pen in case you haven't seen one. So this is a fountain pen, and there are two kinds, or at least when you look at it, most of them are cigar shaped, like a cigar. And there are some with unconventional shapes like this one and this one. They are not cigar shaped. This is a Pilot 78G. This is a Lamy Vista, and this is a TWSBI Diamond 580 Lava. So let's just put these aside, and so I'm gonna show you these three pens today, but mostly this pen. So you have, incidentally, I don't have. Let's take out one more, and this is a Pilot Kakuno. So to start, the parts of your pen are your cap, the body, and then the nib unit inside with the nib, plus your converter or cartridge inside. So let's go through them one by one. So for the cap, you have two mechanisms. One is the screw cap, this one, and one is just a friction fit cap. So your friction fit cap is your typical pen where you just pull the cap, right? And then push it back in to close. I usually unpost it or remove the cap with just one hand. Do it like that. And also because my daughter just came in, so my one hand is in use. So anyway, and then the other is your I don't know, rotating cap. I forgot what to call this, but you have to turn it to open it, and then there you have your pen. So there. So this is again your cap. Screw type there. It's a screw type cap and a friction fit cap. Please don't do that. There. Don't pull a screw type cap. It's gonna destroy your pen. And then some people, we call this posting. They do like that with their pens. You post it at the bottom of your pen. I don't do it mainly because I use demonstrator, and demonstrators are the see-through pens. As you can see, I love my see-through pens. So I don't post my caps because I don't want to have like a mark on my pen. So there. And so that part is that, and then this entire thing is your body, the body of your pen. So it has two parts. One is the top and one is the bottom. Oops. Oh my gosh. And the top one holds the nib unit. The bottom one is where extends the pen, I guess. So most of them are screw type. You just have to unscrew to open. So this is your bottom, and this is your bottom. So these are your oopsie. Some pens have their own nib units. Some are just part of the pen. Like in this case, the nib units are both part of the pen. So this entire top thing is the nib unit. This is your converter. Mine's dirty. Couldn't clean it properly. Because my ink stained it, and I need force to clean it, but I can't open it. So anyway, so you just pull them out, and let me show you this other pen that I have that's also stained bad. I love this pen. Anyway, so open it. This one is cartridge that I cleaned out. They are usually disposable, but I don't like throwing it out, so I just reuse the cartridge instead of buying, or I do have the converter that came with it, but I like using this better. So there. Oh, why am I putting it back? There. So these three things are what you use to store ink. So again, these are converters and these are cartridges. They are called converters because they convert a pen that takes cartridges into a pen that has a refillable mechanism, which is this one, the converter. And then there are pens that are like this TWSBI, where they don't have cartridges. They have their own piston filling system or their own ink filling system. It varies. Where it does not need a converter, so it does not take cartridges, so you cannot convert it. And usually what you do is to that's gonna be for another video, but basically there. So this one does not need a converter. You draw the ink directly on the pen. So there. And then we go to oopsie. We go to the nib units. So here, most pens, at least most of the entry-level and mid-range pens, the nibs are friction fit. And when I say nib, I mean this part here, the one that writes. So this entire thing is your nib unit, or the top of the body of your pen. So this is your nib here. Usually your nib will say what kind of nib it is. So in this case, I don't know if you can see it. There. It says Pilot Super Quality Japan B. I don't know if you can see it there. So there, this tells me that this is a Pilot pen and it's a B type of nib, which means it writes flat. It writes a very thick line. So there. And then let me show you the other nibs. So this one is a steel nib that's just gold plated, so it's color gold. And this one is a regular steel nib from the Kakuno, and I like this because it has a smiley face. So it just says M. So it's a medium nib. It writes around like a 0.5 to a 0.7 line depending on how the nib was made. And that 0.5 is a millimeter measurement. And then lastly, let's show this. So this is a gold nib, like a legit gold nib. Oh, it can't focus. I don't want to force focus it. There. So this one is Sailor 1911. You can see the 1911 there. And then it has the Sailor logo. And then it says 14K for 14 karat. So this is a 14 karat gold. And what else does it say? 595, which I guess is the nib model number. Sailor. And then at the side here, it's upside down to you. It says, can you see that where it says HF? That means it's a hard fine, which means the nib is a little, well, hard to write with. So, but I love how this nib is. I don't like fine nib, but since the gold nib is a little more pliable than steel, I love how this feels on paper. And probably because it's just really good quality pen. And my child just made a mess under my table. Okay. And then underneath the nib is your feed. This black thing here is your feed. So what it does is that it helps the ink flow towards your nib. It controls the ink flow. You also, sorry, going back to the nib, you have the, okay, there. So you can see there's a line in the middle where the nib separates into two. Those are called, each part or each side is called a tine, and it separates. So if it's like this, it separates to let the ink flow down. And then you have here a circle there. It's a hole. It's called the breather hole that helps push the ink down onto your in between your tines so that you can write. So there. So that's it for the basics of it, so that you just know what we're talking about when we're discussing fountain pen. So again, nib, feed, nib, the entire thing is called the nib unit. Your nib has two parts, the tine, or several parts, the tines and your breather hole. Your nib says what kind of nib it is, and the pens are mostly cigar shaped. The traditional fountain pen shape is a cigar shape. And you have a converter, which you load with ink. It converts a cartridge fill pen to a converter, or something that you can refill. And then, yeah, that's it. This is the body, the barrel. Call it also a barrel. The barrel of the pen. So this one. Okay, so let's reassemble this and let me share with you where you can buy your fountain pen. So these fountain pens are all branded fountain pens, meaning they have brands. They tend to be a little pricey, especially now that there's a boom with the writing industry. I don't know what to call it. But a lot of people are collecting fountain pens, and the prices do tend to get up with the branded ones. So if you want to try, let me give you like which pens do you want to buy. You can buy. And for me, I think the best starter pen would be the cheap ones, which is your Pilot and your Platinum brand. Pilot, they have this small one, I forgot the name, but it's just this really really small fountain pen. You have a choice. It could be a brush pen or a fountain pen, but it's a Petit there, Pilot Petit. It's a small pen and it's really cute. Or I think those are like 300 or below, maybe 200 something. And then the Pilot Platinum, no, Pilot Platinum, Platinum. I forgot the name because I don't like the pen. But anyway, between Pilot and Platinum, they have several entry-level pens that are like 300 or less. If you visit Scribe or Everything Calligraphy, you'll probably find them there. But if you're not ready to spend hundreds on your first fountain pen, you can go the China route and just buy the Chinese fountain pens, or go to your Miniso or Japan Home or Daiso. They sell fountain pens there for cheap. So fountain pen brands that are starter, really starter, like for less than 100 or several few $100, you get several pens. Good brands that I have experience with are Jinhao, Wingsung, and Kren. And at least those don't break down that quickly. So, but for me, I think the best starter pen for like $70 is your Kren fountain pens, followed by the Jinhao 992. So the Jinhao 992 is let me show you. Here's a Jinhao 992, and it kind of resembles this pen, the Sailor 1911, but I think it actually mimics the Sailor Pro Gear more. But let me assemble this so you can see. There, because the Sailor Pro Gear has it kind of looks like this too, and they have different colors. So here it is. So you can see how a lot similar they are. Oops, what's this? So I think that this 1911 is mimicking Sailor pens anyway, or this model at least. And I like this one. This one kind of broke down on me. I had to reattach. This one cracked, and I had to reattach it. But otherwise, it's still usable, and I like it actually. So there. And then here's another cheap pen that's mimicking Lamy. And you will find these pens at DocuFinds and Miniso. They have these pens because it's very easy to copy. So there, they're trying to copy the Lamy aesthetic. There. So if you're gonna buy, so again, this is a Jinhao. I forgot where my Wingsung is. I think this one, or I think this is. Oh yeah. So anyway, I have good experience with this. I have a Kren pen here. I lost the cap, but it's here. It's super cute. I bought this in fully booked, you can buy it online in Shopee and stuff like that. And I just want to say, if you're gonna go the Chinese pen route, please buy the how do you call this? Like, don't buy the fake ones. Like, don't buy a fake Lamy where it's advertised as a Lamy. Like, you would see it says Lamy here. It copies the entire aesthetic of a Lamy pen, but it's not Lamy. I would rather that you get the copycat Jinhao. I forgot what model this is, but I would really advise you to get this one instead of the fake Lamy ones, because it's easy to find the fake Lamy, and I don't know, I really like the aesthetic. I would rather that you buy this one, because these are like just 75-80 pesos for a fake for this pen, and then the fake Lamy goes for like 500. The original Lamy, most, I think this is the most copied pen, the Lamy Safari line. This is a Lamy Safari Vista, which is the demonstrator version. It's the most copied fountain pen, and the fake ones cost 500 bucks, and this one costs 75-80 bucks, even 100 or 120. And you can see the price difference is so big, but the quality is the same, right? So they just really copied this one. So why pay for something that you can get for like I don't know, half the, or more than half of the, because they're selling 500 for the fake ones. The original ones go for like 1,200, 1,000 or 1,500. I think I bought mine for 1,400, if I'm not mistaken, from Scribe. It came with a converter and 2 cartridges. I think it's cheaper in NBS. I'm not sure, but this retails for, I think, 1,400. The fake is 500, so it's very tempting to buy because it's like 1,000 pesos less. But if you're gonna go that route, if you want the aesthetic of this pen, just go get the Jinhao ones, the one labeled Jinhao. The price difference is so big, so don't buy the fake one. So there places you can visit are Shopee, of course. Just search fountain pen, you'll get so much results, especially for the Chinese pens. I can't recommend that brand, but I think it's not, I forgot the brand, oh my gosh. But I have this fountain pen. I bought it secondhand, but even if it were secondhand, it was not used at all. I got it for like just 100 bucks, and it's probably around the same price when you buy it online for brand new. Anyway, it wasn't used when I bought it, and I used it once and then cleaned it, and it totally broke on me. Like, the feed is so soft, it broke, and I could not. No, it didn't break while I was cleaning it. It broke while I was using it. Like, I was surprised why it was burping so much ink. And then when I tried opening it up, I saw that the feed broke somewhere. I can't describe to you how it looks, because it's somewhere in the nib unit. Something broke inside, and long story short, I could not use it anymore. So it's 100 bucks down the drain. I forgot the brand. I wish I could tell you. I'll link it. I'll post it in the description when I remember what brand that pen is. But it's a China pen. If I were you, I'd stick to famous Chinese brands that are that a lot of people have good experience with, is Jinhao, Wingsung, Hero, and Kren. Again, these are the starter pens. There are mid level fountain pens that are at the thousands for the Chinese pens that are really, really good. And those are, I think, for me, Moonman is the best. And so there's another brand that I forgot, but I will discuss mid-level pens probably next year, or if this series gets more traction. Anyway, so if you want a physical store, you can visit Everything Calligraphy at Shaw Boulevard, or you can visit Scribe in your big SM malls. I think they have it. They have it for sure in SM Aura. They have in SM Mega Mall. They have Analog in Shang. Analog is the name of the shop, which is a mix. But it's Scribe and also another company that merged together into one shop. And then I think there's one in Trinoma. I'm not sure. And then, or SM North, one of those malls. And then where else? Where else is Scribe? Oh, in Eastwood. And I heard they had a pop-up booth in Uptown Mall in Katipunan, but I'm not sure if it's still there. They had like a booth there. I don't know if it's just a pop-up or it's a permanent small booth. Anyway, so there. And then other physical stores. I chanced upon the cheap Kren pens in Fully Booked. Fully Booked has carry other brands as well, and I think Art Bar carries. Oh, the National Bookstore carries Lamy Pilot, Parker, and Schaefer. And then Expressions, I believe, carries Faber-Castell. And then Scribe carries a lot of brands. They carry Pilot, Sailor, Faber-Castell, Platinum, Pelican, um, Noteworthy has Karen Diach and Kavico. So there, Noteworthy is a part of National Bookstore. It's the National Bookstore group. So they have fountain pens there too. So there. So let me know in the comments if you're ready to start with your fountain pen. Leave comments below if you need help in choosing your fountain pens or where to find them. I'll do my best to answer your questions in the comments. So just leave them below. Thank you for watching. Bye.